you to believe that, man. Honestly, it's
It's
been decades and decades.
She made that up. They don't.
Oh, you think Iranian people does not spread blood? We do. Every fucking day we do. We don't like this, but we don't have a choice. We don't have a fucking choice.
Where's a million Iranians? Where are they revolting? I don't see that shit. Do it.
Bro, they do. They do. You don't see them. I live in Iran. You don't see them because they're
You just need to get off Clubhouse and do the shit in the street. Let us in. Shut the fuck. You want fucking freedom.
We do. They ran
We don't see anything about Iran being run over by a fucking tank. You guys aren't in the streets like that, bro.
The thing, who cares what some guy in Clubhouse saw or didn't see? Like, why are you trying to justify yourself to this random dude?
I mean, I'm just saying that they're talking about freedom and they're dragging other countries in. I mean, you're saying how dangerous.
His country is at war.
Wait, they're dangerous to the world, right? They're dangerous to the world, and they want freedom. Well, let's fucking go. You have 100 million fucking people, man.
You want to stop over talking now, Jack? That would be nice. Let him talk.
Yeah, go ahead. You're right.
Thank you.
Fuck you, Norm, but you're right.
I'll pass on your offer, but I'm glad you're cool.
Not too much on Norm. Not too much on Norm.
Look at Norm being prudent. Good job.
Not too much on Norm. Not too much on Norm.
I just want to offer this very quickly, and I'll back out. And I know you guys are gonna, finish your combat, but I've been on the app for 5 years, and Compton Cotton Picker is probably the greatest fucking. That shit was good. Whoever said that, I know we're supposed to be against the Muslims here, but whoever said that shit is a funny ass slur.
I can't say I disagree.
For those making the ingenuous, blatantly dishonest charge that Israel started with Iran, or that America is not at stake, you probably don't remember when the president of Iran came to this country, to America, for the United Nations, Ahmadinejad, on September 22nd, and said that he wants to engulf the big nation, that's America, that's the United States, and the little nation, that's Israel, in a ball of fire. The ball of fire is a nuclear bomb. Yeah, that happened. They probably don't remember when Iran took over our embassy, killed our diplomat, and then held the remainders hostage. You don't remember the Marine bombing of 1983, but we do. And you didn't know that in the past year and a half, Iran has attacked American assets 170 times. No, this didn't start 4 days ago with Israel. You love saying that October 7th didn't start on October 7th, but then you forget how many times Iran has attacked U.S. assets. Never mind the thousands of missiles fired at Israel by the Houthis, an Iranian proxy, and Hezbollah, an American proxy, and what Hamas did, also an Iranian proxy. You guys very conveniently forget the fact of what started it. And believe me, it wasn't Israel. Israel's fighting defensively. Poor innocent Israel. What are we going to ever do?
Whatever will they do?
Oh, here goes the monkey symphony. Here goes the monkey Kanye symphony over here.
Here goes the monkey.
Poor Israel having to subject themselves to infringing upon the Gazans.
Concrete, did you go back to work yet?
Oh, no.
What's going on?
I'm at the gym, bro. What are you talking about?
I hope that's on a Jewish-owned gym.
You said some deplorable stuff about you don't care about Gazan kids getting killed. What kind of Christian are you, bro? Like, please tell me.
Why do I care? Why do I care? Why do I care?
Because you're a human being.
Why do I care? Why do I care? Why do I care? This is the same man. This is the same man that sits in a room that talks about, transgender people, LGBT people, saying that they should put them into the oven, and you're expecting anybody to sit here and cry foul because I'm saying I don't give a fuck about some kids 7,000 miles away? Are you crazy?
So now you're gonna lie about me just so that
Are you crazy?
Can defend your.
Who's lying about you, Concrete? Who's lying about you?
Okay.
Who's lying about you? You want to be all the way honest up in this bitch, Concrete? Let me ping them trans women up into the room. Let me ping them trans women up into the room. Yes.
Go ahead. You evil demons. Go ahead, bring the witness. Just because you want to see kids die, you want to bring me down with you?
I didn't say I wanted to see kids die. You're the one that said that. You're the one that said that. So instead of saying fuck the Jews and criticizing Israel, why don't you tell those kids' parents to stop throwing missiles at Israel? So you're the one that actually wants to see them kids die. You're the one that actually wants to see them kids die. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Aren't you pro-abortion, Concrete? Aren't you pro-abortion, Concrete? You worry about kids dying. Aren't you pro-choice? Aren't you the pro-choice? Okay, are people running up into the abortion clinic and killing babies? So why don't you worry about that in America instead of critiquing Jews about doing what Jewish people need to do to protect their homeland? Why don't you worry about Americans aborting babies in abortion clinics since you care so much about children, right? Because your nappy-headed, banana-eating, flat-footed ass don't give a fuck about no damn kids.
Did you say Mount Gaza? I take that to be an application for children dying.
Why don't you sit in front of the abortion clinics in America and worry about them kids dying, Concrete? Why don't you leave the gym right now, go find your nearest Planned Parenthood, and go leave the gym right now, go find your nearest Planned Parenthood, and haul to the moon like the monkey that you are in front of that Planned Parenthood.
Adam, why are you so full of hate, bro? What's wrong with you? Get off the drugs.
You got to kill this girl in
Stop
here.
hating yourself. Stop hating the world.
The grown.
You're advocating for God to be grown. You're weird, bro. Get some help.
I have a question for Concrete.
Yeah, go ahead.
Adam, get some help, bro. You're advocating for children to be killed.
Concrete, can I ask you a
Get some help, bro.
question?
Concrete supports abortion.
Adams, please let me ask him a question.
You're a liar, Adam. Why would you lie like that?
Concrete,
Why
I
would
have
you
a
lie?
question
Yeah,
for
go ahead, Sarah.
Or do you not allow women talk? If you don't want me to talk, that's fine. I don't know.
I don't know. Go ahead, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. I have a question. Are you talking regarding the title, Israel versus Iran? Are they killing the children in Iran?
I'm asking Adams about his statement.
No. You keep saying that Israel is killing kids.
Just to be clear, I said a statement of indifference. Okay, a statement of indifference. That means I don't give a shit. The same way that I don't think twice about wiping my ass after I take a shit is a lack of care that I give a fuck about them kids in Gaza.
Is there anything you can do about this weirdo? Why do y'all enable this fucking weirdo? Something's wrong with him. Why do y'all let him be your attack dog?
Matt, this is how these monkeys are. They want you to take a
Why
side.
do you do this?
Hold on.
That's because they agree with it.
He didn't answer. He just wants to say Israel bad, they kill children, and he doesn't answer
I
questions.
was talking about Adams. I didn't say anything about Israel.
You
Are you
were
not
just
paying
talking about
attention?
Are you not paying attention, monkey? They just asked you a question. What's that got to do with me?
He didn't say Adams. He didn't say Adams. He didn't say about Israel, Phil.
Tony, get your lips off of his shaft for a second. Sarah was talking to Concrete.
Yo, Adams is really messed up, man. Can we mass report Adams so he can get off this?
Matt, he's encouraging people to report him.
Hey.
Is there something wrong with him?
Throw him out.
Y'all do something about him or what? This is crazy.
Concrete, chill out, dude. Go ahead, Sarah.
Concrete.
Can you tell Adams to chill? This is crazy.
You said in the room that Adams support bombing of children. So you just said something. The topic is about Israel versus Iran. So you're telling me that Israel is bombing children in Iran right now? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm asking you.
I said Adams supports the bombing of children when he.
I don't support shit. I said I didn't give a shit. You trying to force me to give a shit about something I don't care about, Concretia? Rest your neck and stop shaking your hoop earrings. Open your monkey ass ears. Report me for what? Report me for what? Report me for what? You started talking, I didn't even go after you. You could have came up on stage, I could have said, grab a rope and find a tree. Okay, I didn't say any of that, Concrete.
Concrete, you're better than that. You don't want to report people. That's ridiculous.
No, I sent him to
It's some weak bullshit.
He's a rat bitch.
Look, I sent him to audience. It makes no sense to make such extreme claims. You know, like this is how propagandas are actually spread. Going from one room to another one and then lying. Adam supports children's getting bombed in a room that the title is Israel versus Iran. So, I don't know who told you children are getting bombed in Iran, but from what I know, even the government of Iran hasn't released a number of casualty of civilians, which tells me it must be very, very low.
That's true, by the way.
And talking to our friends and families, you have to understand, my mother lives in Iran, my siblings live in Iran, my friends live in Iran, my entire family lives in Iran, okay? Talking to them, nobody knows anyone who knows anyone who knows anyone who knows anyone who's been killed. So stop with the propaganda. Like, you guys need to stop doing that. That is not okay. Only because you guys hate Jews and you guys, like, hate Israel, you can't do that. Like, just be fair. Just say I'm racist. I'm anti-Jew. Like, why do you guys make up stuff?
That's a great question. Does anybody opinion matter that's over there at this point? I mean, it seems like everybody just discredits anybody that's actually living it over there. I think that's what Adams was pointing out earlier too, especially on the Israeli side of things.
Yeah, the loudest ones in opposition to Israel are a bunch of shower cap wearing nappy gorillas. Like, that's, you don't ever hear anybody from Iran coming up in here and say, please stop bombing us. You don't hear anybody in Gaza coming up in here and saying, please stop removing Hamas. Like, it's all bullshit. Like, I'm tired of it. We see you. We see you sitting there in your 4C hair, nappy-headed as hell, okay, swiping your food stamps at the grocery line with that shower cap on in fucking public. We see you.
So Sarah, you just literally just said Concrete and whoever was racist, but you clearly just heard a racist remark come from Adams. It's kind of like hypocritical.
Excuse me, Porch Monkey, what language do you speak? Okay, what did I say that was racist?
Everything just came out your mouth. What you talking about?
What do you mean everything? I think you need to open up your monkey ears. Okay, I did not say anything racist.
Black guy to not use the N-word, nor can I tell him not to say monkey. Nor I can't tell him anything. He's black.
But you say it's racist.
To a white person and then fight with him. Go grab a black person to come tell him something. It's the same thing that we get upset when non-Iranians.
Y'all got to stop a lot of monkey with black, bro.
But you said,
man, if you're gonna monkey don't just mean black.
Thank you. There's a difference between a black person and a monkey. The difference, like the same thing, like there's a difference between a black person and a nigger. Like, it's the same thing.
You can still call him a racist, though.
I disagree. I think it's more like black people and like monkey would be like I don't know, bonobo versus a chimpanzee.
Oh my god! Oh god!
In other words, okay, I get it.
Oh shit! This room is wild to the motherfucker.
Y'all obviously support racism. Y'all.
No, you don't know the definitive difference. Y'all didn't hear that white lady in the playground? Okay, there is a difference. There's a difference, and that's why she rose over $1 million. Because America knows that there's a difference. People aren't falling for your typical monkey bullshit. Y'all are not going to keep getting away with this shit. Anytime I call you a monkey and you equate it to black people, you are the one calling black people monkeys.
Well,
did y'all see that funny meme where it was like,
y'all very hypocritical in this room.
I ain't gonna count. See, I call white people monkey all the time, so that's why I'm kind of indifferent. I call their ass monkey all the time.
Right. You never heard of a Mayo monkey? Like, come on.
No, y'all literally just push my.
I mean, to be fair, we all like evolved from apes. If I recall correctly, we're all part of the great ape species. So it's not that insulting.
Some of us. Some of those who wear shower caps in public, we do not belong to the same species.
I think that's what they call the missing link.
Y'all just call some of those and Concrete racist. When clearly the only person saying some racist, negative shit is Adams.
What did I say that was racist?
Bro, no. everything that came out your fucking mouth, and she called Concrete racist, and he said nothing racist.
I just breathed 4 times in a row. Was that racist?
Bro,
Tony.
But if I'm a mouth breather, does that make me racist?
Y'all is very hypocritical. No, y'all hypocritical.
Wasting your time, Tony.
Is this a different topic change we're doing here, guys?
No, I'm talking about that bullshit. That's all.
It seemed like it.
Get over it, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
What bullshit? Hold on. This is the same man that has fuck ICE in his profile. Are you worried that you're going to get deported? Huh, Tony?
My parents got their citizenship, so fuck you.
Oh, okay. All your tias, abuelitas, and primos, all of them have green cards?
Don't mind business before they deport.
Oh, I see. So your grandmama's getting chased through the laundromat by ICE, and now you want to say fuck ICE.
Oh,
Not the laundry.
Thank you.
Not the laundry. Oh my God.
Right. Your auntie just got chased through the bodega last week, and now all of a sudden the ICE is the problem. So instead of you sitting up on Clubhouse, why don't you help your people, your familia, fill out their immigration paperwork? And you talking about the time that we're wasting on Clubhouse?
The fuck?
What the hell? What the hell?
Y'all hypocritical.
What the hell, Beyonce? What the hell?
What the hell, gringo?
Compared to one person's actually being racist in this shoe.
Getting chased to the laundromat is crazy work.
That's what I'm about to say.
That is crazy.
Not the laundromat.
Shit, abuelita didn't even have time to fold her towels. I said, we gotta go.
Oh my God. I love Clubhouse.
Never
This
deleted
man
this
done
app,
said getting chased through the laundry.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. Are there any people on stage that do support the mullah or the IRGC?
Run, mullah, run.
I mean,
Well, their agents were here, but then once I stopped them, they just started running out.
Wait, are the Iranian leadership on the run? Where are we on that? Where are they
They're
right now?
hiding in a bunker 10 miles beneath the surface of the planet.
We don't know where they are, but I can tell you
That's why we
guys.
don't know where they are. They
But I
down
can
there
tell
at
you guys-
subterranean refuge.
I can tell you guys, it's the stuff they did today in Tehran is like pretty fascinating. So they actually bombed majority of the detention centers where they kidnap our children and women for protesting for freedom and rape and torture. They just they dismantled a lot of these facilities today. That's why I get so angry, and I raise my voice when I hear people trying to defend IRGC just because they hate Jews. Like, I don't understand that. It's like, just be honest. Say I hate Jews. I don't like Israel. Like, don't drag Iran into your psychosis.
No one came in your room and said they hate Jews. Not one person came here and said that.
Well, they're not going to say that, so they have to just say that.
Oh my God.
They just have to say, what do they have to say? They have to come and say.
Did you notice?
I also just want to say this one thing before you guys go on. Great avatar, El Normo.
Thank you, Gildas.
So if you notice, they don't come in and say they hate Jews. What they'll do is I'm just America first. I've never heard Palestinians say they're America first, but now they're America first just because they don't want Israel to get any weapons or anything like that.
Why are you not going based on what someone says and you make an assumption? That's crazy.
Well, no, because I can tell they're full of shit. These people don't like America. They're not America first.
I'm saying is you're creating a narrative based off assumption.
You just did the same thing when you called me a racist.
That is some absolute bullshit, though. How many times do we have to listen in America to fucking black people talk about microaggressions and racism when nobody said anything directly racist? But now when it comes to Jews, we gotta wait for an actual insult. Shut the fuck up.
That's not my favorite. Long time no here, Brand. Glad to have you back.
Everybody that came on here that had a real conversation.
Someone said he's the missing link.
Y'all never.
We were having a real conversation with a real life monkey on stage, and that's why I said it.
I think if you get You get people that aren't anti-Semites, like, I don't know, Piers Morgan. You have like Israelis, like they'll like, it was former Prime Minister Omer that was on like Ezra Klein's podcast, and he had a lot of bad shit to say about how Israel's handling it now. Like, there's those kinds of topics, but and that's regarding Gaza, which I can kind of see. There's some, I can understand, like, there's fair points on both sides, but Iran, like, Iran has literally always been the enemy of the United States.
Not always.
Oh yeah, let me take that back. Since the revolution,
Since
they've
1979.
been they had yes, absolute shit starters. Like, they hate all of the other Muslim countries, and they fucking hate Israel. Like, nobody wants them.
Hold on, I've been trying to get
America.
I just want to say one funny thing, y'all, and then I'll shut up. All right, so there's this guy, Mohammed in Gaza, on Twitter, and he said, Gaza Strip is in complete blackout. No internet, no phone signal, no way to call for help. And then someone else retweeted it and said, this tweet was delivered by carrier pigeon.
Well, it's true for most of Gaza, actually.
Why do they say death to America? Why do they say that?
Because they fucking hate us. I'm sure the fact that we're allies with Israel makes it worse, but
like, if I'm neutral, or I'm not trying to support them or the American empire's expansion, and I'm just trying to go to work and feed
because Gildas, they don't have the Kardashians, they don't have 5-lane freeways, and it's not acceptable in their country to go to Walmart wearing a shower.
Did you say they don't have Kardashians?
That's the reason why they're mad.
I actually wish the Kardashians lived in Iran. Like, those bitches need to cover up, and they probably deserve to get flogged in public and shit. Maybe
want to be the regional superpower, Gildas, and the opposition to that is Israel and the United States and other Arab countries, other Muslim countries.
And what do they say? The little Satan and the big Satan, right?
Yeah, they call Israel the little Satan, and because it does the bidding of the big Satan.
Oh my God, man! Can I go over? Can I go to Iran and visit and chill?
You can actually go, yeah. You can.
So would it be fair to say
you can go, Gildas? You just can't get out.
And they look at the Arabs as like scum.
A lot of people go, actually, like, posted on YouTube on a trip.
And they hate Arabs. That's the other thing.
They need some freedom. It sounds like they need some freedom over there in Iran. They need a little.
Yeah, they don't want it though, man. I swear, I'm convinced they don't want that shit.
No. On some serious shit. Let's be clear about this, guys. Do the people want freedom and the regime doesn't, or the people support the regime?
No, the people don't support the regime, but I'm surprised they haven't revolted.
People don't support the regime.
I know that.
This is what the regime does. Hold on. If you go and peacefully protest, and they feel like it's like at a point where it's getting serious, they will arrest the protester. They will rape them. They'll bring their mothers, sister, brothers, kids in front of them, and they rape them and they torture them. This is like, I'm not exaggerating.
I understand, and you can't peacefully protest a regime. You need to organize and get armed.
They shoot people.
You have 100 million of you guys.
Jack, with all the respect,
what's the resistance called in Iran?
Jack, please, shut up. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, go ahead.
Jack, please. With all the respect, you have never been lived in a dictatorship show, so
you don't know where I've lived.
You don't know
respectfully. You don't know where I lived.
You live in America, right?
I live in America now. Yeah, I grew up in America, but you don't know where I've lived. I lived under civil war.
Please don't come back. Please don't come back. Mail back your passport. Please don't come back.
Over there in Iran, can women and gay people own property and businesses?
They actually have trans people there.
Can they own businesses too?
Yeah. They just don't tell you I'm gay. They
It's
just
like
don't
don't
tell you I'm gay.
It's not like Afghanistan. Women can go to school. They can, have stuff, own things. It's a lot.
And I'm genuinely asking, like, sincerely.
And I'm genuinely answering to you.
Okay,
it's a little bit different because Persia, the old Iran, it's been around for 2,000 years of culture. So no matter how hard these, ayatollahs have tried to destroy that culture, they haven't been able to.
But Sarah, would you agree that it's like time is now or never, right?
Well, it is the time, but I mean, we just have to wait and see how things are going to unfold. All I'm saying is, once you see Iranian on TV inside Iran, they're marching with anti-Israel, commands and saying to stop bombing us, then people can get involved and say, oh, they're bombing children and women, because they're not. And I'm not, listen, I was never pro-war. I was never pro this to happen, because in every war, there's going to be people dying, right? But it's just one of those unfortunate situations. And now that it has happened, I can tell you people are behind Israel. Like, it's just, Jack, it should tell you, I'm not kidding you. People of Iran trust Israel government more than their own.
I believe you.
No one's hiding.
100%.
People are not hiding. I talked to a friend of mine who owns one of the big shopping center. Like, it's a big high rise that's like for cell phones and stuff. Because they've told the building they have to empty the building, right? And I told my friend, and my friend's like, oh no, around us there's a lot of the government, I don't know what we call it, like their FBI and CIA, those kind of, locations and stuff. He's like, they asked us to empty it, so if they, he said, I don't know what's going on, but they're not going to be hitting our building. They just want people not to be in the building when they're hitting whatever's around it. This is what Israel's doing, and then Iran, IRGC, I shouldn't even say Iran, and then IRGC is literally bombing civilians right now. And then people still argue, Iran deserves to have a nuclear weapon. Why can't Iran have a nuclear weapon? Well, no, they don't deserve to have a nuclear weapon.
For me, Sarah, I don't actually mind. If Iran had one, I think they would act rationally with it. But I think where they would act irrational is who they might give nuclear weapons to. Right, that's more of my concern. If they're going to be giving them to the Houthis,
so just out of curiosity,
that's
Jack,
going to cause destabilization for sure.
Just out of curiosity, Jack.
Let me ask him. Let me do this. Let me do this on your behalf. Let me do this. So you're saying rational, right, Jack? Was October 7th rational because IRGC was behind that? Was anything rational about October 7th and what happened?
Well, this is the thing. If you can have a nuanced discussion about October 7th, rational or irrational, right?
Start with yes or no.
With October 7th is I don't necessarily believe the way that it actually was executed was necessarily the plan of exactly what happened.
You don't believe that. Jack, you don't believe that. Iran cheated. Listen, Iran cheated on national TV. They didn't do it.
I want to respond, though.
I know.
I agree. Listen, Sarah, Iran, or the IRGC, I should say, cheered it on, definitely, and even trained Hamas on how to build rockets and all this stuff. Do I think Iran wanted October 7th to happen? I honestly don't believe so, because wait, let me finish. Sarah, can I make my point, and then you can tell me why my points are wrong? Because the problem is Iran needs Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, right? And if Hamas and Hezbollah both get their heads cut off, and if Bashar in Syria also, see what's happening, bro? You're acting like a snowflake right now, and I'm just trying to get my point off. You're acting just like the liberals. You're acting just like the liberals.
I know, that's just a personal
I swear, man.
attack.
That's crazy.
Okay.
You won't even let me finish. You won't let me finish.
No, I want
you haven't said anything because I haven't finished.
I'm helping you.
No, I'm not going to listen to shit you say.
You
if you're not going to listen to shit I say.
Was rational.
No, I'm not listening to shit you say.
I know you're not listening.
It's simple, man. I don't do this
not being honest.
bullshit that you're pushing.
You're not being honest.
No, let's let him finish. Jack, make it 20 seconds.
I'm about to finish.
Well, but
Iran, the last thing Iran is...
Was it rational?
Iran,
Jack?
can you do something, man? Like, he's censoring me because I don't know why.
No, not censoring
you. He went on mute. He did go on mute. Just go ahead, Jack. 10 seconds, go.
So, Iran, they're a false hero to the Hezbollah, the Hamas, Palestinian cause, all this shit. They really just need them to threaten Israel so that Iran can use that against the U.S. And when October 7th happens, of course Israel's going to try to destroy Hamas. They're going to try to destroy Hezbollah, and Bashar is going to be weak and flee. And that's exactly what happens. So it's actually a net loss.
Okay, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. So
The first claim was from Sarah that they shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. And then Jack replied that they would handle the nuclear weapon rationally. And then Sarah said, well, was October 7th rational? And the answer is, of course not. But I don't know why you couldn't say that, Jack. It wasn't. They didn't mean it. It was an accident. They just came upon all those women dancing at the Nova Festival and raped them and put bullets in their head and cut them to pieces and murdered pregnant women and kidnapped little babies. It was an accident. You know, okay. So when you have a vicious, by the way, you claim to be a Palestinian, Jack, and fair enough. They sent your people to their death, and you know it, and they know it. They sent the Palestinians to their death because you know very well what Israel's going to do when the Palestinians come and attack their innocent women and children. They're going to massacre them, and they're going to fight them. So Iran isn't acting rationally. Iran wants to kill your people and my people and Christian people, and that's why Iran killed 650,000 Syrians in Syria, you know, with the hands of Assad. You know that. That's a genocide, Jack. Iran has said they want to commit genocide against Israel. They didn't hide it. They said it outright. We listen to them when they tell us they want to commit genocide against Israel. Iran killed 350,000 in Yemen, Jack. That's not rational.
These emotional arguments are boring.
Yeah, not emotional. I'm telling you facts about what they did.
This is so boring.
I'm telling you facts about what they did.
One-sided emotional arguments is boring.
No, there's nothing. There's no emotion.
Yeah, they're just crazy people who did something for no reason. We got it. Yeah. Israel is innocent, virgins, right?
Never said that.
So, okay, then what the fuck? Why are we listening to your stupid narrative?
I haven't spoken in a long time. I haven't spoken in a long time, and I'm going to keep going.
We don't care. We don't care.
I don't care.
Emotional appeals are boring.
So Iran commits genocide all the time. And they want to commit more genocide. And you think they're going to be rational with the nuclear bomb. Make it make sense. Think of 350,000 black people in Yemen. Black Sunni Arabs in Yemen. 350,000. 650,000
How long is he going to go for, man?
In Iraq. Why? You can't handle it now?
It's called grandstanding. It's called grandstanding.
We're
going to massacre you because we're big badasses and you hurt our feelings and you did mean things. Yeah, we're badasses. You're badasses.
It's one word that I said wrong. One word.
You're badasses. You're all badasses.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me. No. Tell me. It's one word that I said wrong.
I'll tell you multiple words.
No, let's start with one.
Wait, fuck the IRGC, but I'm not going to blame them for October 7th and planning and they did this shit. No, it was Hamas who did it. Hamas was in charge of October 7th.
Trained and funded by Iran.
Shut up, Norm. Let him go. Shut up, bro.
Shut up.
Please, shut up.
Trained and funded
You're a fucking therapist if you can't handle these conversations. Just log off, bro.
Trained and funded.
Log off. Log off, Norm, if you can't handle the conversation.
People to the audience, if you guys don't handle your mic, you can't understand anything.
Can you moderate, please?
I'm just saying, if people keep doing this, if you guys keep jumping, like, don't do this. We're not high school.
Let me reset a little bit. From what I'm gathering, we are discussing how Iran would deal with nukes, right? That's the genesis of all this, right? And whether or not they're rational actors for doing that. Am I on the right path with this?
Yeah, then I listed the multiple genocides that Iran committed, and they intentionally.
Let me just walk this path down a little bit. So, Jack, are you stating there's more nuance to this? This is where you're going, right?
Yeah, I believe that Iran, although I don't like the IRGC at all, and they like a lot of things Norm said, I agree with, and they're actually a dangerous, state, kind of like North Korea. And although North Korea is problematic as fuck, an enemy state, they're rational. Even Kim Jong-un is rational enough. Even the mullahs of Iran are rational enough not to use that nuclear weapon on another country because it's mutually assured destruction. It's a defensive thing.
They're not, Jack.
Hold up. It's just to say, don't invade my country, which causes other issues down the line. And my problem is not with the Ayatollah having this necessarily. I think he can act rationally with it. My problem is if they start giving it to their proxies. That's where my problem is, right?
So were they rational with the other genocides they committed?
Let me fucking land. They shouldn't have it for that reason. It's not because they won't act rationally in terms of using it, but because they will irrationally give it to other people.
Yeah, you already made that point.
You know, Jack tried for once in his life.
Cried about Israel 1,000 times.
So here we are again. Here we are again, right? Discussing how, this conversation about Iran owning nuclear power, they deserve it, right? They're one of the oldest nations on Earth, right? America is a new founded government, a little over 300 years old. They need to lead these countries along with ancient history. That's what they need to do. Secondly is, again, here goes Israel, right? It all started out with October 7th, about 3 years ago, with Hamas. Now, all of a sudden, it is, Iran funded them. This is all bullshit.
Yeah,
right? Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
If you're uninformed, that's
Let
on
me
you.
finish. Let me finish.
If you're uninformed, you're ignorant.
El Normal, shut up.
Hold on.
No,
Hold on. So
I pass on your
Shut
offer.
up.
here comes the see this is why these conversations never become genuine.
Yeah.
And people who side with the Jewish
Shut up, El Normal. Shut up, El Normal.
people
No, I'm not going to.
people
I
who
pass on
side
your offer.
people who side look he's making
Shut up, El
every
Normal.
case
Go fuck
he's
yourself.
making every case for why people don't like Jews now. He's making every
Don't
case
give
for why
a
people
shit.
don't like Jews
Don't
now.
give a shit.
He's making
Can we get the moderators to
don't
let
care.
I don't
Right.
care.
But guess what? Since you don't care, you and everybody just
I
Jews
don't
that
care
thinks
that
like
you're
you.
a
Shut up, El Normal. Shut up, El Normal. Shut up, El Normal.
No fucking way am I going to
This
shut up.
country that they call Israel is jeopardizing the lives of Americans, right? By what they're doing in America, siding with them on genocide number one.
Man, fuck them Palestinian bitches, bro. What the fuck
Right?
are you screaming?
And then I know another nigger, right? We got a nigger off his
Nigga, your daddy's a nigger.
We got a
Your
nigger
grandpa
off
is
his
a
mic.
nigger. Your grandpa is a nigger with a shovel. Thug, don't fuck with me, boy. I will
We got a
spit your ass.
nigger off his mic.
Shut up, boy.
He's racist on the stage.
You nigger monkey, boy. Over here calling me a nigger. Bitch, under some stand, bitch.
This isn't racist. They're all black. Like this is.
It ain't racist, bro. It ain't racist. This monkey boy. This monkey boy going, shut up, boy. This monkey nigga thug.
Look at what happens when I'm just trying to make a submission and get out
No,
of the
you
way.
call me a nigger, you
I already
bitch.
know.
You are a bitch nigger. You are a bitch nigger. And you will watch your mouth when you speak to me,
You
bitch,
and
boy.
your mother and father
Bitch,
birthed you,
stop
nigger.
talking, bitch.
Your
I will
mother
nigga,
and
I will
father
sell your
birthed
mama,
you,
nigga.
nigger.
I will sell your mama,
Your
nigga.
mother and father birthed
Nigga,
you,
I will
nigger.
stroke your mama, nigga.
Your
I will
mother
stroke your
and
mama,
father
nigga.
birthed
I like
you,
them
nigger.
old. I like them old. I like them old, thug. I like them old. Bring your mama to me, nigga. Shut up, bitch. And like I said, fuck them Palestinian, fuck niggas, fuck them dirty ass bitches. I hope Israel shoot the fuck out their ass, and any dirty nigger right that don't like it, nigga, can go suck their mama motherfucking old crusted raisin bran titty, nigga.
So let me ask Doug something here, because I know we're getting a little wild in here. Has Israel showed restraint with using their nuclear weapons? Are they a rational actor, Doug?
They are irrational to the fact that they are attacking countries that have nothing to do with October 7th.
nuclear
This is what. Hold on a second. Hold on. Israel doesn't have a nuclear weapon. America gave them a nuclear weapon. Let's get that straight.
You don't have any evidence of that.
They don't have one. There is no nuclear. There is no nuclear reactor in the countries of Palestine or in the other portions of the West Bank, Gaza, or anywhere on that island there.
There's no
Israel. There is no nuclear reactor. There is no nuclear reactor in that region. So
Are you sure?
there is no nuclear reactor in Demo.
Are you sure?
Another
We gotta keep saying, bitch.
Absolutely.
Who told you that?
don't like them.
Your mama did, bitch.
So Matt, like I was saying,
bitch. Fucking
so Matt, like I was saying,
So
Matt, like I was
guys, it's getting the cut.
It becomes more painful. We can't let Thug finish, you guys. Come on. Let's go, Thug. Let's go.
right. So Matt, like I was saying, it's just that I don't know what kind of narrative people are painting with this bad actors or restraint with the weapon, and they're not, they have all this discipline on. It's just another propaganda
machine of how the Jewish lobby just tries to spin this whole narrative of what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to get rid of the entire Arab world in the region in order for them to be safe and ultimately take over the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia. That's what this shit is ultimately about.
When did they do that?
To that point, though, they could just use their nuclear capabilities, right, to remove any Muslims.
No, they can't. They can't do that. They can't do that. That would start.
Why not?
That would create. They can't. If Israel tries to use a nuclear weapon, you can say goodbye to America.
But they've been restrained, then, is what you're saying, right? They never used a nuclear weapon.
No, they haven't been restrained. America knows that they're going to feel the brunt.
They threatened it a couple times, actually.
So when did they use their nuclear weapon?
Doug, for a country that you supposedly says hates Muslims, this being Israel, they could have really done some serious damage with what they have. And I'm just trying to like conceptualize why they haven't used all the evilness that you're saying Israel has. I know that sounds like really a simple comment or a statement, but it really does come down to that. For a country that is being deemed as a country that's supposed to hate a certain group of people or at least remove a certain group of people, they sure aren't really doing that to that extent. I mean,
let me explain a little bit.
Educate me. I'm learning.
Matt, you gotta think, right? You gotta think like this, Matt. This is how I think. Number one, the country that they call Israel is a small country. They don't have a military large enough to attack all of these other countries that they've already attacked already. So now you have to be able to surmise that where is this military coming from for them to be able to do all of this, right? Don't say drones. Don't say that there's still an arsenal of weaponry that has to be enacted by a military in order for them to even carry this out. America is behind the scenes using Israel as a proxy to get rid of these. Whatever the deal was, whatever America shook with these Zionists to get this job done. Whatever America agreement that they made with Israel to get this done, I wish I was the fly on the wall to hear it. But that's what's going on.
So do you think without U.S. support, Israel wouldn't exist?
Exactly. Without U.S. support, there would be no such thing as a Jew. If there was not, no, listen, not just a such thing as Israel, not just a such thing as Israel, there would not be a Jew left on the planet if there's not for American support.
That's stupid.
But if Israel ever did use a nuke, it would be mutually assured destruction, right? Like, after, let's say you bomb Saudi Arabia, bomb Iran even, I think even Pakistan came out and said if the Israelis nuke Tehran, we'll launch a nuke on Israel. And they have them. I think that's what every country knows. As soon as you get this weapon, you can never really use it. It's really just to make sure I got this thing under this ace up under my sleeve. And I'll use it if you make me.
But Jack, isn't the thinking, and you can completely correct me, but isn't there a martyrdom case to be made? I mean, they are supposed to kill the infidels at the end of the day, right? In a certain sense. So I mean, like, there's no rational reason for them to be like, oh, okay, well, if I use it, then some other country's going to use it on me. Because we have a different way of thinking. Obviously, there's a thinking like that, right?
Well, actually, not that. With Shia Muslims, it's not necessarily that.
That's a little different, but I get what you're talking about.
But also, you got to understand, these guys are, probably some of the most. The IRGC is probably some of the most corrupt people on the planet. Not in terms of just money and power, but also principles, you know what I mean? Like, their core interest is to retain power and spread their influence and make more money and get more of that power, right? And they know that if they ever used one of these nuclear weapons, it's game over.
So you hit on something very key there. So their main interest is to just make sure to repel the people like or countries like Israel or anybody else that would come to hurt them that way, right? That's the whole essential reason they have nukes. Is that kind of where you're going in your rationale behind that? Yeah.
Listen, even Saudi Arabia, if Saudi Arabia doesn't want Iran to have nukes, right? Because they're regional rivals, and Saudi Arabia has been trying to play it diplomatically lately. Last couple of years, they've made good on relations again. They've got embassies now. They're trying to cool the tensions, but If Iran gets one, then Saudi Arabia needs to get one, and then the domino effect ensues. And so there's a lot of issues there, but Iran they want that weapon for a defensive weapon. They have other weapons for offense, but the nuke is a defensive thing.
And you had mentioned that you're more afraid of it being leaked to a proxy group, right?
Yeah, if they give it to the Houthis or they give it to Hezbollah, we have a big problem here, you know?
Would it be the Houthis, he said? I don't even know what group it would be.
Yeah,
What are you thinking? Yeah.
There was actually reports recently about, the IRGC wanting to give the Houthis a nuclear weapon or holding it or something, and that kind of thing is extremely irresponsible and would just cause, the nuclear weapon is the golden prize. You have to be trusted to have one of these, and if everyone has them and everyone starts getting them, especially non-state actors, then we're fucked.
So then that means it's abuse of power. So did not Israel use abuse of power of bombing 75% of infrastructure in Gaza and committing genocide by cutting off water, food, and aid for the past 3 months? Is that not abuse of power?
Okay, hold on. This room is about Israel versus Iran. I'm not letting you guys hijack it. There are literally rooms about Gaza. You can go there and just entertain yourselves.
Let's not talk about the bad side of Israel.
Okay, well then let me ask you this one question then.
Different countries.
Let's not talk about the bad stuff of
Let
Israel.
me ask you this one question then. You already made your point. Let me ask you a question. Why did Netanyahu say 3 times from 2005, 2010, and the 90s kept saying Iran was months away from having a nuclear weapon? Why did he keep
Because they were, and every time they stopped them. Because every time they were. Right now, let me tell you something. Even if right now, today, if Israel just destroys all these facilities, all these missiles, everything they have, with the head of these people, in 2 years, 2 to 5 years, IRGC will just rebuild everything. The only way this shit will end is if IRGC is gone.
So Sarah.
You know why they won't change? Because they are Shia Muslims. Their last imam has gone missing, and he's supposed to come back. And they're supposed to keep the land for their imam to come back and take over the world. That's why they say death to Israel. Because they're supposed to kill Jews. That's why they say death to America. Because America's their enemy of their God, okay? So stop with this bullshit nonsense. Seriously, you guys are just exhausting. We're exhausted. Iranians are exhausted. Israelis are exhausted. Jewish people are exhausted. We're tired of this. And then you guys have your nose sticking in.
Americans are
just
exhausted
like you know everything.
too, by the way.
We the motherfuckers paying for it. So what you mean?
Americans are
We the one paying for the fucking stupid ass Israel. You ask us why we got an opinion. We got an opinion because we paying for this shit, nigga.
No, we're anti-war. We don't want any war.
No, we are paying for that shit.
Sarah, I want to tell you something real quick. We support the people.
If there is peace in the Middle East, if IRGC is gone, there will be peace.
We have to get rid of Israel. It's not IGC, it's Israel.
Israel is not going anywhere.
We have to
The
get rid of
Zionists in Israel. The Zionists.
Yes, you are.
Screaming.
Yes, you are. Israel is
Because
going to go.
Zionist, yes, the definition of Zionist for you and me is different. I'm Iranian girl, Muslim Iranian, and you're calling me Zionist.
You're not
because
Muslim,
what you
though.
know,
You said Islam was the worst. What are you talking about?
it is the worst. I got lashed.
Okay, you're not Muslim. I'm just saying.
Muslims are not.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You just said you're a
Tell
Muslim
me I'm
girl.
Muslim or not. You're telling me what I'm not, what I am or
You
what I'm
probably
not.
deserve
You're saying you can't lie to
If you open your fucking mic one more time, I'm gonna remove you from the room.
Just like you're lying
okay?
to everyone.
You don't tell people what the religion is or is not.
You'll have to agree.
You
I'm like trying to tell a Muslim woman who was
You're
raised in
literally
Iran
not a
that what they
Muslim
are,
woman,
what they're
though.
not. You know what? I'm done with you.
That's
Go
fine,
back
but
to
you're
the
lying.
audience. You
Sarah, please mod me.
I can't do that. This is Matt's room. But I did send him down to the audience because he's just an absolute troll.
So
We're tired. America's tired of it. Okay, then what's wrong with having peace? Because if there's peace there would be no war.
So
if there's no IRGC, there is no way for them to support.
No, if there is no Israel, there would be nobody crying
You
about
say that
anything.
because you're anti-Jewish.
He already says that. He knows. But here's my question to the people: if you can separate yourself from, your Israel, hate in that way, are you opposed for those people wanting a regime change? It's totally two separate issues. If you want to treat it that way, if you just take Israel kind of out of this picture, are you for a regime change on Iran? That's the question.
Okay, so here's the answer. No, I'm not in for regime change. Who are you to say that this regime needs a change of a people who are more ancient than you, right? And we're talking about the Jew, right? The Persians, who the Iranian people, who they are, has an ancient history. Israel does not. Who are you to say that these people need to have a regime change when you have co-opted a whole ethnic person's country of Palestinians? You don't have the right to do that.
Because Islamic Republic is not a part of our culture. That's it.
They call it the Persian Empire back in the Old
Israel
Testament.
is
What are you talking about, dude? The Old Testament.
To suggest that Israel is not ancient is ridiculous.
Israel is not ancient at all. Neither are the people who call themselves Israeli. Menachem Begin, right, is from Poland. He's not Israeli. He was not even called it. There was no one called Israeli during the creation of the IDF in 1947. Where were the Israel? No one had the identity of Israeli during this occupation. So why are you sitting up here talking about Israelis have an ancient history? You're a liar.
I have to send this guy to the audience, Matt. I can't sit here and have
stop everybody who disagrees with you. That's a great way to have a conversation.
He said IRGC, the regime of Iran, that he's anti removing the regime because Iran's culture has been around for 2,000 years. They do not represent Iranians. They have been in
Why is he not allowed to have that position? You can be wrong, you can disagree, but why would you push him down? You basically don't want anyone to disagree with you.
Why don't you let another Iranian man talk? You tell me what he wants. I don't know this guy.
Oh my God. Man, I've never heard you speak before, but now that I have, just go back on mute, bro.
It's okay. Every time you're offbeat, you're stupid anyways. But the point is that you're not allowed to talk about whatever other people are going through because you're not there. So that's just the way that goes. And that's just the way it is. You guys speak out every day on the
how old are you, bro?
About all your plates and stuff like that. Why are you hitting on me?
Man, no, I want to know. I want to know how old you are, so I can know how long you've been in this state of like childishness.
You just mind more.
How long you been this childish?
Go get a drink.
Do you have like some childish trauma where they call it arrested development?
Go back to
you have arrested development, man?
Darrington, I have a question for you. So, when Trump says no to this particular move, as per the article, what do you think? How do you think America can help Iran from the regime?
I don't know. What do you mean by saying no? Is it saying no? You can't.
No. Okay. So when Israel. Okay. So based on the article, I'm just saying. So when Israel wants to plan to assassinate Khamenei, right? So, and Trump says no to that, meaning he wants a deal, right? So let's say Iran, as a collective country, makes or agrees to give up the nuclear program, right? Which is obviously under the Khamenei's administration, which is the regime that Iranians hate, right? And don't get me wrong, I know a lot about Iran because I'm very closely connected with a lot of Iranians around me. And so my question to you is, how does America help Iran?
Listen,
without a war. Let's put it without a war. I want to emphasize that.
We have to wait and just see how things are getting unfold. I can tell you my opinion. This is just Sarah's opinion. I have no proof for it. But the way everything has been unfolding, so precise, so organized, I do believe they know what they're doing. There's a plan. It's not just something that Israel woke up like Bibi woke up one night drunk or hungover and be like, let me go attack Iran. This is not what's going on. I do believe this has been
what?
planned. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why you got. And you know what? I'm gonna be nice to you, cause you want evil. You want evil.
You have
You
no
want
respect
evil.
for anyone.
I'm not gonna repay your evil with evil. Go ahead, continue to
I
talk.
want evil. Why don't you just mute
You're a good
yourself and I tell
Muslim
you
woman
what's
and you
evil?
talk like a man. You're a
You
good
know what's
Muslim
evil?
woman and you act like a man.
You know what's evil?
Yeah, you're a good Muslim woman.
You know what's evil?
You're a good Muslim woman, aren't you?
You know what's evil? Evil is raping women and children, killing children. That's what's
Is that why you
evil.
talk like a
Okay,
man?
that's what
Is that why you talk like a man?
is doing. IRGC is doing it to its own people. To its own
Is that why you talk like a man?
Is that why you're defending IRGC? Because you're just a piece of shit Muslim?
So now you're just lying?
Sarah,
Sarah,
why don't you move him down so you can finish talking?
Yeah, that's a great way to have a conversation.
See why Matt is not
Move everybody that disagrees with you down.
This is not my room, really.
You can sit here and talk amongst yourselves.
Sarah, did you call him a filthy Muslim?
Look at you guys depending on the white man to do everything.
Yes, I did. I didn't use
Why would you do that?
but I said a dirty Muslim man.
Matt, are we wrapping this up soon? Come on, you need to.
Attacking me.
I'm starting my live stream. You know, I'm speaking at the Klan rally tonight.
He's calling you a good Muslim woman.
You know, the Ku Klux Klan. They have asked me to be a keynote speaker.
Stop, Joe. That dude did not call me that. He told me I am not Iranian. I am not Muslim. I can't talk. Now some non-Iranian guy is telling me what I am, what I'm not, and what my experience living in Iran has been under the IRGC. There's nothing funny about that. And when I said I was lashed in Iran under the Islamic rules, and he told me maybe you did something to deserve it. So yes, I called him a filthy Muslim.
You don't have to bring down a whole religion.
But you named him for what it is. Why are you explaining yourself, Sarah? He is filthy.
Sarah.
Tell a woman if you were lashed, then maybe you did something that you deserve it. And that's why Islam is a filthy, nasty religion. As a Muslim woman, I'm telling you, that's why it's such a nasty religion. And that's it. That's the bottom line. And it's funny because the black man who cries about my ancestors.
That wasn't a black man. That was a porch monkey. There's a difference. I explained this already.
I don't know. Someone like that same man comes and tells me that in the year of 2000, in this century, it's okay for a woman to be lashed for not covering their hair properly. And you're telling me if I called him a filthy Muslim? Muslim man, any man who thinks that's okay, or woman, is a filthy person. If they're doing it because of their Quran laws, then yes, they are a Muslim filthy person.
Okay.
So yes,
Sarah, can I respond to you?
Well, Sarah's right. I mean, when they come on vacation to Los Angeles, Sarah, a lot of them stink. I don't even think they bathe. Is there something in the Quran about them not bathing?
Okay,
I'm just
I'll
curious.
just respond there for a quick second. Sarah, first off, I agree with you. Whoever thinks it's okay for a woman to get lashed is a filthy person. I agree with you. But if Matt would have said that to me, or whoever was speaking before would said that, I wouldn't have said you are a filthy American. I would have said you are a filthy person. That's it. And you, as a woman, as a human, you have the right to subscribe and be a Muslim. And you saying that you are a Muslim, but you say it's a filthy religion. Why do you subscribe to that religion? Why don't you just leave that religion?
I'll tell you why.
She was forced.
In Iran, no, because if you're born Muslim, you cannot leave that religion. So whether I think I'm Muslim or not, it doesn't matter. I'm a Muslim because I'm born in that religion. You know, we're not playing this bullshit game, Joe. I already know.
What are you talking about? Muslim is not an ethnicity, Sarah.
I was born in Islam.
So that means you don't have free will, right?
You have free will, Sarah.
No, the fuck you don't. If you believe in any religion, you never had free will. Because those are
She has the free will.
Anyone that believes any motherfucking religion.
Let's go back to the convo.
Sarah, are you done, or you want to keep going?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Islam is not an ethnicity, okay? If you are a Muslim, you subscribe to the religion. No, if you're a Muslim, you subscribe to the religion. You are a Muslim. But if you don't fulfill the 5 pillars of Islam,
that choice. He's lying. You don't get that choice.
You know what?
If you are born Muslim, if you're born with the Muslim parents, you're Muslim. And if you leave that religion, any Muslim who kills you will go to heaven, and they're gonna get.
You're not in Iran, Sarah. You're not in Iran.
Doesn't matter. Sarah is right.
You're not in Iran, Sarah.
That's why she's still alive.
It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Listen,
Okay.
I'm gonna identify as Muslim till my last breath. Because
That's up to you.
Islamophobic and just spread. Oh, I know where you're trying to go. I'm a Muslim, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it? I am a Muslim, and I'm gonna identify as a Muslim. You're not gonna go around and say, "Oh, these non-Muslims."
And guess what? She's gonna eat bacon and pork, and she's gonna like it. Okay? She's gonna like it.
I know that's
I'm not
right,
talking
girl.
about you.
Get him.
I'm not talking about you, Sarah, personally. I'm just saying because the Jews, they have proclaimed to be an ethno-religious group. So that means that if a Jew is from Ethiopia, if a Jew is from Morocco, if a Jew is from Poland, it doesn't matter. He's a Jew, right? So they are ethno-religious group. That means their culture, their religion is so intertwined.
Fuck Somalia. Fuck Somalia.
Fuck Somalia, I agree.
Okay.
Yes, fuck Somalia.
I'm not Somali.
Hold on,
Okay.
Adam.
But Islam is not an ethno-religious group. If you don't fulfill the 5 pillars of Islam, you're not a Muslim.
Joe.
Just
You don't know anything about Islam. You don't know anything.
all right? Okay.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Is Khamenei the leader of Iran or the leader of the Shias?
I don't care about the leader of Iran. He's not the prophet.
You just care about getting even with Jews. We hear you. We hear you. Sarah's sitting here talking about.
No, Khamenei is the leader of Shias. Okay, so yes, Islam is a cult, and unfortunately, it's a very bad one because it pokes in every religion, it beats its woman, it rapes its woman. Name me one Muslim country that a husband that
And the children. And the children, Sarah. Don't forget.
religion that don't.
Name one country that they have laws and it's considered crime to beat your wife. One Muslim country. Give me a name.
Turkey.
Other than Iran, Turkey is not Muslim anymore. They're modernized. Yeah, talk about.
She just said everybody that's born a Muslim is a Muslim, but Turkey is not Muslim.
Muslim
Look at her.
country.
Look at her.
Turkey.
Does not have
Turkey. She's saying Turkey is not Muslim, but everybody that's born a Muslim is a Muslim.
It is not a Muslim country. Turkey performs the most transgender surgeries in the region.
Turkey does not have an Islamic constitution. You understand that?
Yo,
Turkey
that's
does
crazy.
not have Islamic constitution.
Sarah.
Modern
Okay.
Muslims. They're just modern
Okay.
Muslims. That's all.
Okay, Sarah, you are Muslim, but Turkey's not Muslims, right?
You know? Oh my God. Turkey does not have an Islamic Turkey does not have this Sharia law. Are you stupid or are you pretending to be?
I thought it was all Allah's world. Isn't this whole planet, the whole planet belong to God? So how the fuck in certain places they this religion, certain places they that? If there's only one God, it can't be but one religion, but you stupid motherfuckers is always fighting over religion. Make it make sense.
Okay, so we have a huge Iranian diaspora that have left their country because of they had a very strict laws, Islamic strict laws. So they believe that Islam is the problem. But we, other Muslims, we did not have that experience, Sarah. Please understand, you had bad leaders. You know, all the Muslim
Why did you come to the United
States
then? Why did your family
I'm not in the United States. I'm not in the United States, PP. Yeah, thank the Lord. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm in a country where I don't get robbed, where I don't get harassed by the police, where I don't see beggars living on the block from me.
Do you believe in Quran?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Put on a hijab in your country and keep your mustache and see if you don't get harassed by the.
In my country, no, I won't get harassed. Thank God. So America is not as good as you think. Okay, I don't want to go there. I've been there a couple of times.
Well, are you from the Gulf?
I don't want to live
Are
there.
you from the Gulf Arab country?
We're not as good as you think.
We're like the brown spot Muslim goes.
We're far better than you think.
Well, no, I mean, there's some that are lucky to have oil wealth, and that's pretty much all they have. Is they don't innovate anything, and they have to like import labor for all their important jobs as well as their menial labor because they literally just we're lucky enough to have oil on them.
Oil and gas. What kind of cars do they sell?
They don't make anything.
Well, and that's the real.
Some retarded motherfuckers.
And that's the real reason why they hate the West, right? Because a lot of these dirty ass camel Sam Hunt wearing freaking Arabs, a lot of them know that the time is coming, right? We're moving to gas powered, electric powered vehicles, especially in America. That's why they hate the West.
And water power.
They contribute absolutely nothing else to the world economy. Nothing else.
Neither does Israel. Israel doesn't have any plumbers, carpenters, electricians, but
It's funny.
they control all the companies that make the parts.
This guy is funny. We don't create anything. The whole religion system that you have is from us.
And that's
The
what's
whole
fucked up with
mathematics
the
system
world.
is from us.
That's what's fucked up with the world.
You know,
Religious system is because of
from us.
Okay, no, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
We don't have shit.
Yeah, okay, no, hold on a second. Let's just be realistic here.
Theories and ideologies and religion.
Okay, let's hold on a second. All right, what do you? Yeah, sure.
Talking about.
One mic.
Bury that shit.
So now you're.
How to.
Okay, shut the fuck up. So
That's why you use bidets, because you guys don't know how to wipe your ass and television.
Okay. So, once again, there's no luxury goods, there's no fashion, there's literally nothing that you guys have. Do you guys make things like watches? What the fuck do you guys make? What have you, literally come up with?
And they still
in
need to import them.
Okay, hold on a second. But, no, they don't even make bombs. They're fucking worthless. I mean, you guys... if we're gonna have a real...
camels to make sense.
Is my mic low?
No, you're good.
No.
Pepe speaking.
Bro, it's too
Please
hard.
shut up. Let
Fuck
him
Pepe.
go.
So,
Let this Mexican man cook.
Let the Mexican man cook. Let's go.
So the reality is that, I mean, you guys are literally, that's all you guys fucking have is oil wealth. You guys are literally a worthless group of fucking people. And I mean, when I say worthless, I mean fucking worthless. You have zero contribution to the fucking world.
That's right, Pepe. Useless sand monkeys. You are useless sand monkeys.
Absolutely. Do you know? Here's a little history about the United States. Do you know who the first group of people we went to war with, as we were formed a country after the Revolutionary War? It was what was it called? Barbaria. Yes, it was with Berbers. Yes. So a bunch of smelly, stinky fucking sand roosters ended up thinking they could, hijack our ships. They could kidnap people, and they actually, and it was actually a ambassador from there, they asked, why don't you guys stop this? And he said, well, Allah commands us to do this whenever we see you. Just a bunch of Muslim bullshit. And, of course, the U.S. went over there and ended up, I don't know, killing a bunch of them, which is pretty badass. But, I mean, you guys have been a pain in the ass in the fucking world. Like, your religion and you guys as a race, your race, has been literally, what is the Middle East known for all throughout the world? It is known for nothing but fucking war. It's known for nothing but war. You guys are not known for anything else. You guys, nothing.
A lot of bloodshed going on. If you could go ahead and answer his question, it's a legit question, right, Pepe? What have you done?
They can't answer because they're dumb. This is what happens when you deal with these Arabs that are so fucking inbred. Like they're so fucking inbred and dumb. Like their average IQ is like 70. 70. They're a bunch of illiterate, magic carpet riding, pork chewing sand chimps.
Fake wanting to be Jews when you really are not.
Okay. Let me respond. Let me respond.
I wasn't the line.
the racist ass.
Let me respond.
Okay,
thank you.
let me explain something.
Okay, very good.
Okay, let me tell you. No. Okay. I'm going to say one sentence. Muslim, they travel to the air, to the sky, through the prophet. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. Very funny.
Jesus Christ.
Very funny. Okay, so this is okay. So first off, you don't have a lot of information, and you're very ignorant. You don't know that a Muslim couple came up with the COVID medicine. If we're gonna talk about the satellite, the first satellite was made by Jordanian.
Muhammad found his wife in elementary school. Muhammad found his wife in elementary school. Let's talk about Muhammad's kindergarten wife.
Came up with the Wi-Fi. Where did the Wi-Fi came from? Okay. So the other thing that you said, Pepe, was very okay. It was very interesting. It was very interesting what you said, Pepe. You said the Middle East and Arabs and the Muslims are not known for nothing else but war. That's very interesting. If everybody here gets on their phone and type on ChatGPT, what race have killed most humans throughout history? You will see white Europeans. You will see white Europeans.
No, it's actually.
And you know what?
No, that's actually well known. It's actually not. It's actually not white people. It's actually the Chinese. That's well documented.
No, that's not true. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this while speaking.
Nobody enslaved nobody but the white motherfuckers.
Okay, hold up.
And white people were actually.
Who's this Hebrew Israelite monkey that keeps on fucking talking?
White people were enslaved by Arabs. White people were enslaved by Arabs as well.
Okay.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
That doesn't make it right.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, the Muslims, you guys, they actually enslaved more. They actually enslaved. Hold on, Adams.
Okay.
No, the Arabs enslaved more people in total than Europeans. You fucking idiot.
Okay,
they were doing it for centuries longer than we were.
Let me just finish. Okay, so what everybody can do this while I'm talking. Go into ChatGPT. What ethnicity have killed most people throughout history? It's the white Europeans. 120 million Native Americans. 100 million Africans. 10 million Aboriginals from Australia. They used nukes on Japanese people. 56 million during the World War II.
And too bad they didn't use those nukes in the Gulf, you fucking dirty Sam puppet. You dirty Sam puppet, white power. White power.
Your people, Pepe, are dirty and vile.
We're dirty and vile. Look at you guys today. Look at you guys today. You have to at one time. Because at one time, you had people that were living in North Africa, okay, that ended up having, that mathematically were more advanced in other areas. But the reality is, though, is that today, you guys are backwards fucking shitholes. You guys are. The whole fucking world sees you that way. You guys literally... No, let's look at the rest of the world. I'll tell you what. Let's look at the rest of the world, okay? We can look at... Hold on a second. Easy there. We can look at a country that has no oil wealth like India. What is India doing? They're now when it comes to generic medications, they're producing a lot of that. When it comes to production in general, they're doing it. The East Asians have been, they've definitely been a lot more innovative than you guys. But I mean, they're they're advanced economies in Northeast Asia. We can look at Latin America. They produce shit. But Arabs produce nothing. That's what you guys are known for. Your own leaders have been talking about this for decades. You guys don't produce anything.
I just told you what.
You're literally fucking worthless people that have oil wealth, that has to ship in fucking labor from all over the world. Tell us what? That's a sad existence.
Okay.
You're a bunch of fucking nobodies. You've achieved nothing.
That's not true. Okay.
All of your weaponry has to be imported in by the United States and other countries that actually produce and innovate. You drive cars made by other people. You guys literally make nothing.
Your level. Okay.
That's fucking pathetic.
Okay, Pepe. That's very.
White lives matter.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Just this last thing. That's very interesting. This guy Pepe, he mentioned India. If you want to Google Winston Churchill during the during the early 1900s, he had unalived over 100 million Hindus.
That wasn't the point. That wasn't the point. The point was that the Indians actually had more value to the country. No, you stupid motherfucker. The point about India was that they at least produce stuff, and you don't. That's the fucking point.
You steal stuff. That's what you do.
Why power?
Steal stuff.
Why? The whole fucking world has to do something. You guys are the only group that doesn't.
You don't do shit but killing people.
You guys, no, all you guys have is oil wealth. That's it. You guys are fucking rash.
I see you hate on that a lot, that oil well. Well.
Alright, new boy.
And guess what? We're going to electric vehicles. Shout out to that African American man, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the most successful African American man in America. Okay? Thank God for Elon Musk getting rid of these freaking Islamic bats from attacking our economy.
Alright, we're gonna do a new voice. I hear a woman speaking. Who's that?
My name is Ariel. I'm not a woman, so I can identify.
Okay, I'll call it on you though. I guess you're not a woman, but go for it. I heard somebody, but go ahead.
Appreciate it. So, to the topic, Lord have mercy. I just want to let you know I'm speaking to you live from Jerusalem. The situation is tense, but we're used to it, so we're chilling. But here's the bigger picture. 7th of October, 2001, excuse me. America had a devastating bombing campaign against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. From that moment forward, the plan for reprisal was against the big Satan and the little Satan, and it materialized into what we're seeing today. And I'm going to tell you guys something that you might not know, but you probably guess it. People don't think that Americans are stupid. They know that Americans are stupid. They're on X, they're on Clubhouse, they're listening to the conversation, they're looking at the civil unrest, they're looking at how, for some strange reason, a border dispute is turning into, a call for intifada, and they're just waiting for their opportunity. As we speak right now, there's 10,000 Iranians that are legally inside of the United States who are ready to mobilize when they are called upon. There's 20,000 Afghans inside of the United States that are ready to do the same thing. There's a woman, her name is Sarah Adams. She has something which is called the Know Thy Enemy Report. I highly suggest that all of you all read her work and that you take it seriously. I come from a state in the United States where Islamic terror is very, very real. There is a Hezbollah cell in my home state that got exposed. So while all of us are here trading racial slurs, talking about people's moms, and using, whatever foul language we may have picked up through the course of our lives, people are plotting against you, and they don't care who you are, because they know for a fact that you're the
Okay, Nelson Mandela, your time is up. Okay, can we move on, please? Can we move on? This is not a Michael Jackson music video.
Hold on, Dr. Adams. He actually works for the Israeli government. Like, don't.
Sir, you're proving
I think
you're proving my point, sir.
No, he doesn't. He's a fucking lame from Detroit.
Yes, he does.
You're proving my point, sir. You're proving my point, gentlemen. You're proving my point.
Well, speed your point along so we can get back to dragging these camel riding sandpipes.
Well, sir, just because you have a hot temper and your parents are first cousins, don't make that everybody else's problem. Just listen to what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is...
Did you know who to call on Father's Day? Excuse me. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Did you know who to call on Father's Day?
America's involved from the jump. And it's high time that you all decide what you're going to do. Not if, but when it hits the fan on the other side.
They have videos of this guy fighting black Jews in the street. They have videos of this guy fighting black Jews in the street in Israel. Stop it.
Call your father on Father's Day.
Doctor, are you okay with American tax dollars going to...
Shut up. Your parents are cousins. Be quiet.
Joe, here's the thing, okay? And I'm seeing a lot of...
you fucking terrorist baby.
hold on a second. So, Joe, I keep on hearing this question, which is really funny. Okay, because like I'm one of those people you'd put in the America First category. Now, what really and grinds my ears, especially like you, for example, you're not even American. You admitted it. So, with that being said, I know you said you're not American, and so how do you dollars and all of that stuff? You guys don't like us. You don't care about us. You just, the only reason you'll even bring up America First or talk about our taxes is because you motherfuckers want to see Israel no longer get weapons and get punished. That's what you, I mean, why else would you even bring it up?
A fair fight. Why do you have to?
What do you mean a fair fight? People outsource shit and they secure weaponry. Like if you looked at some of the, if you were to look at, for example, the site. I know. Yes, I know. You are literally.
And that lion Quran controls you.
Okay, sure. Okay, Joe, shut the fuck up for a second. Joe, I already know this, Joe. I already know this, okay? I have a problem with the Israeli lobby too, okay? So you're barking up the wrong tree. But with that being, I mean, we can even look at our weapons. The newest weapons that we got were from Sig Sauer, a Swiss company. This is going to be the new rifle for, I think it might even be all four branches of the military. Then we have, before that, we have like FN, which is, I think they're Belgian. I don't know. We use each other's shit. So you're saying it's a fair fight. What do you guys use?
I asked you, how do you
North Korean supplied fucking rockets. Like, who the fuck are you? Who are you guys to talk? Where did you guys get your guns? You guys don't make weapons in Gaza. You don't have a fucking arms industry in Gaza. The only arms you guys make are ones out of stripped apart water pipes that you can fire off into Israel. Like that's all you guys fucking make.
Yeah, look at Tel Aviv. Look at Tel Aviv. That's water bottles. Okay, but Pepe. Okay, Tel Aviv is burning, and you're talking about water bottles. That's funny. Pepe.
Hey, y'all still crying about your bitch ass motherfucking house?
Yeah, exactly. You can't find your.
Look, every country in that region is supported. Every country.
I asked you a specific question. How do you feel?
I don't like my. Okay, you can say this all at the same time. Okay, Joe. To answer your question, I don't like our tax dollars going to them. That's fine. It's probably against what a lot of people in this room will believe. However, with that being said, hold on. But however, despite that being said, does not mean that I have to take the. Okay, Aaron. Hold on. So, with that being said, it does not mean that I take the fucking side of the Palestinians. Okay, I mean, I think you guys are lucky. Okay, let's imagine October 7th ended up happening to a bunch of fucking Turks. You know the Turks would have fucking curb stomped you guys, like a bunch of fucking cockroaches. Nobody would deal with that. And even when it comes to Israel, because everybody's talking. But if we were to look at, shut the fuck up, you bitches, you whiny.
What did Iran do to USA?
So if we were to look at what's the one country that does actually make their own weapons? Israeli weapons industries actually make their own fucking weapons. You have Elbayat Systems that actually makes a lot of high-end fucking shit. Goggles and shit, okay? What you fucking retards that live in that area fucking make? Nothing. You guys are fucking worthless.
Okay, hold on. There are Arab manufacturers of destroyers and other weapons.
Aaron, we can't hear you. Jason's trying to speak. Okay.
Speaking.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
First of all, Sig Sauer is an American company. It was a Swiss brand, but there is Sig Sauer USA. They make the rifles. You are correct about Elbit, but that's because Elbit bought Harris. So it's actually just the same American company and making night vision goggles. But sure, we do buy some stuff from Israel. Trophy is
Israeli weapons industries is definitely Israeli.
I think more broadly, though, the interesting point here is pretty much every country in that region is armed by the U.S. Saudi Arabia, Qatar,
Jordan, I mean, how long?
No, but he was talking about his neighbors. He wanted it to be a fair fight. Like, where do the Palestinians get? How long? He was comparing the people they were fighting with, not the Gulf area.
How long has Jordan been a security partner of the U.S. for a very, very long time?
Yeah, but we're talking. He said he wanted to make it a fair fight
between Iran and Israel.
Are armed by Iran.
We're not talking about them.
I mean,
I'm talking about Iran.
We were talking about Iran and Palestine. We're not talking about the other countries.
Broadly speaking, everyone in that region is armed by the U.S. or someone else except Iran.
Okay. So let's say Iran, right? What does Iran have? Hold up. What does Iran have? Iran have 136 drones that they create. Okay, they have this missile. What is it called? The supersonic missile. They create that. They have a nuclear facility, right? They have a 136 drone, kamikaze. They have the Bavar 373
There's no more nuclear facility. You have to cross that off the list. Right? That was eliminated yesterday.
No, it's just parts of it. They have the Fatah 110
no more nuclear facility.
Missile.
The nuclear facility's new pronouns were was, okay? Don't exist no more. Let's move on.
So Pepe, you were incorrect. They make their own weapons. They use
No, I said, well, first we're talking about Palestine, but if you want to talk about Israel, sure, if you want to talk about Israel, well, I know they had some like F-15s and maybe F-14 Tomcats or some shit that was left over from the Shah
at Tel Aviv.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys. That's why you guys can't intercept any of the new 5th generation fighters that go into your airspace or into the Iranian airspace and bomb shit at will. Like you guys can't do anything about it.
But Pepe, you were wrong. You said they don't create weapons. They use their weapons.
Sure. Yeah, they had like 19. Yeah, that we were making over half a century ago.
That's a different argument. You said they don't create weapons. They're using their weapons right now.
Okay, Israel. Yeah, but Israel creates more advanced weaponry than Iran does. What the fuck are you talking about?
Stop giving them U.S. taxpayers money.
Why is Israel asking for US help? You know, it's
I can be against, like I said, just because I'm against giving Israel money does not mean that I'm gonna take like Israel's or Iran's side. They're a bunch of fucking.
No, you don't have.
Nobody fucking likes them.
You don't have to. But just to answer your question, you said Israel create stuff. They're amazing.
Yes, they create shit. They create modern shit.
Yeah, but
they create modern shit. Iran does not create modern shit. That is a fucking fact. In fact, Israel creates shit that other first world countries and first world militaries will utilize their fucking equipment. That is not the same. Cannot be said for fucking Iran. Nobody uses their fucking shit that lives in the first world.
Israel don't need your help. In other words, they don't need your help.
But Iran relies on China.
I can also create a nuclear weapon.
And so the reality here is that this is not just about Iran and Israel. This is about the U.S. and China. And hey, if China would stay out of the Middle East, we would probably stay out of the Middle East. But that's not how the world works, and we know that. We know that if we put out of the Middle East, our enemies will nevertheless poke their noses in and try to make that space their space and control it. And that's why we have to be involved, Joe.
Yeah,
and that's why you should be thinking about what the U.S. wants
which country has Chinese military in there,
And what the U.S. wants is Israel there. So you should want Israel there.
Joe, you keep on bringing up how but Israel has to use their stuff. Israel has to use their stuff. Like the reality is though is that even if you look at Ukraine, for example. What did we do to Ukraine? We gave them a bunch of fucking, basically modern weapons to help fight against Russia. That's normal for countries that are allies.
Aaron, you give Israel the most money of all the countries.
Curry what you have to say, Aaron. Be quiet.
Yeah, because Jews don't like.
Will you shut your fucking Jeep mouth, Aaron? Jesus Christ.
Matt, can you drop Aaron?
We cannot understand you. Go fuck off.
I'm gonna drop him.
What in the tikka masala is happening?
Yeah, that I know.
Okay, yes. Free Bombay in the chat. Okay, go ahead, Pepe.
Adams, you're the worst example.
Well, no, I want to know. This is what I want to know. Okay.
Okay, so
So what I want to know is why is it a fucking problem that we give Israel weapons or sell them weapons, whatever, but when we do it, okay, even when it came to war, when we ended up going to war in Afghanistan, there were a bunch of countries, primarily Western countries, who, even though it was us who got attacked, they decided not only were they going to give us, we would sell weapons to each other, but they were going to end up putting their men and women in that country, in Afghanistan. Same thing happened with Iraq.
Okay, I will answer you. So first off, that's not a problem. You can sell them a bunch of weapons, right? But here's the issue. Israel is not only getting weapons. They are the country that gets most amount of money.
I know. Why does that fucking matter to you?
Billion.
Why does that matter to you?
I will answer you. So the weapons they get from the United States of America, they use that money, right? American taxpayer money, to fucking control.
But you're not an American. Why do you care?
Because
once again, you only care. No, hold on a second. You only care. You only care. Yeah, you can say America's complicit. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you're saying that somehow that it is your business. Shut your fucking mouth. That it is somehow your fucking business. Okay, what America decides to do with its fucking weapons and its money. The reality is that it is none of your fucking business. That is for Americans to care about. Not you. Not because you see a bunch of fucking Muslim terrorists, okay, getting killed with those fucking weapons. If you want to say, hey, we're complicit, that's fine. I really, truly don't give a shit. I truly don't give a shit. How's that a problem? No, it sounds like it's a you problem, because you motherfuckers are the ones that are getting killed with the fucking weapons.
No, because this is what's happening, right? Israel Zionist lobbyists, they control America. They
don't control shit. They own the only reason the obnoxious Israeli lobby is able to do what they do is because so many Christians in America are enthusiastically Zionist. You goddamn ass. Yeah, if they were not Zionist and if they were not thrilled with having a Jewish democracy in the middle of the fucking Middle East, their lobbying would do very little. Do you not understand that part?
So we are saying the same thing, right? You just give it a context to it, right?
Well, Joe,
but you're saying that is the tail wagging the dog. It's literally not the fucking case. No, it's not.
Joe, what he's saying that is different from what you're saying.
I'm like, yeah, get that person in here. But when you said Piper, I'm like, nah, because I have had some experience. It's kind of like a person that doesn't train